Lately, I've been thinking about the Xbox brand since we're a couple of months away before game time. The Microsoft press conference is going up first earlier than expected, and the crowd is going wild. Well, not really. Maybe a few people are cheering dead in the bleachers over there. As a rational-minded person, however, the Xbox One has proven to be quite the disappointment in regards to the current generation. Now, as much as I don't believe in the console war, I am firm with the basic nature of what entails around keeping a subdivision afloat, and Sony and Microsoft are competitors, and we're talking strictly about consoles here. In this instance, Microsoft has lost out to the PS4 in this department due to one key thing that remains to be the essence of what makes consoles sell: exclusives. There is systematically no one that can make a compelling argument that the Xbox brand is the best in this generation, especially the head of Xbox himself, Phil Spencer, because that's not even remotely true. You have PS4 titles like Horizon, Neo, Nier Automata, Bloodborne, The Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted 4, Yakuza 0. So much bang for your buck is right there and present in terms of console exclusives that you'll feel like a kid in a candy store if you have a PS4. In regards to multiplayer, I'm pretty sure that PC and PS4 will have that all covered compared to the pretty mediocre performance that the Xbox One tends to dish out one way or the other. There was a time, once upon a time, that Microsoft had Sony pinned to the ground in terms of what the Xbox 360 did better. Just to eliminate the bias that people might say that I have for PC and PlayStation in this video, I had a PlayStation 3 back in the day, and even back then I really didn't feel justified in my purchase with it until 2009. The price point was not worth it at all for that low amount of games that came out back then. And this whole revolutionary cell processor and architecture was just a big strain on developers. Microsoft having the 360 first, having easier game development on it, and tons of exclusives just edged out the competition. Considering how Microsoft just obliterated and dominated the competition in the 7th generation, we're all stuck wondering in the present, what went wrong? Was it a case of greed, bad decisions, bad management, Don Matrick, DRM nonsense, or all the above? Let's get into the topic of how the Xbox brand can win back the gamers at their E3 2017 press conference. Key point number 1, exclusives. Now, there is no surprise why I'm saying this. There is no surprise why Microsoft has been stuck in a rut for the last few months on the entire front of exclusives. Most of their exclusives are either cancelled, lacking information, or just way too far and off the radar in terms of dates and relevance. Microsoft has an entire conglomerate of products, software, and devices that is a far cry from Sony in terms of understanding which company is actually doing financially better. Why not use all this money to make good deals with adapting more first-party studios to add to your arsenal? I think this is a good point. Horizons need to be expanded on with multifaceted, hard-hitting talent with ideas in all genres. Microsoft needs more variety and more AAA in-house developers to pump out more console exclusives under a network. That way people will know for sure that Microsoft is serious about their ambitions, and they don't have to worry about the idea of their contracted developers just jumping ship for Sony in that short period of time. The worst case scenario is if they shelf their developers like they did with Rare. That's just wasted potential at the end of the day, and it really doesn't add anything to their lineup when given some thought. Also, keep the user posted. I think this period of keeping people in the dark, keeping people not informed about the games, the exclusives that they're curious to play, needs to end. Market your title all over the place, put out trailers, put out gameplay, get some dev diaries going. Don't let things stagnate. The more people hear about your particular projects, the more they will be inclined to pick them up and play them due to intrigue. Number 2, accessibility with the Scorpio and Xbox Live. The main driving force behind the Scorpio is the fact that it's supposed to be a bridge into the next generation. However, with the launch pitfalls of the Xbox One, the Scorpio can't afford to go down the same route. This console needs to be rife with accessibility, so that means that the entire premise of needing a 4K TV to game on the Scorpio should be abolished as the first step. then the console needs to be marketed in a way where it has something new, something maybe even revolutionary that hasn't even been attempted yet in the gaming medium. Some adjustments to the price to make it decently affordable could also get some people intrigued if they want to get their hands on the cutting edge so easily. Maybe they could even use more of Xbox Play Anywhere as a way to outstage Sony when it comes to how competitive multiplayer and accessibility is offered when it bridges the gap with the Scorpio and the Xbox One in terms of crossplay and accessibility. It could all factor into one giant ecosystem for the Xbox 360, Windows 10, Xbox One, and maybe even Scorpio gamers playing online together. That would be huge. I mean, just imagine how huge would it be if you could go back and play all those old games online like Halo 1, 2, and 3 with your friends on a giant ecosystem of crossplay. That would be nuts. Also, for the record, I think Microsoft has the opportunity to make a statement when it comes to subscription-based services, because no one likes subscription-based services from what I see, like, unless it gives you some sort of good incentive to pay for them. So it would be bold on Microsoft's behalf to abolish paying for gold just for using the online to play with your friends, or make some extreme discounts if you have Xbox Live Gold and make it relatively affordable to the user. I bet money that Microsoft will lay back and smile with the strong statement that they will make against PSN, considering how PSN has been such rubbish. Number 3, keep the good things rolling and don't repeat mistakes. Microsoft having backwards and forwards compatibility are two good features. Forward compatible hardware being able to future-proof the Xbox One by playing your games on the Scorpio, and backwards compatibility by playing older titles on new hardware is so good. The E3 2013 fiasco of Xbox having horrific practices alongside awful DRM policies will be saved for another day and another podcast, but not repeating past mistakes is a good thing. Otherwise, you'll end up back on the losing side, just like this guy at Zynga. Key point number 4, miscellaneous things I would like to see on the Xbox Scorpio fixed. So I would like to see patching gone and constant updates, because they're a bit annoying, they're a bit of a pain in the ass. So I would like to see Microsoft find a certain way to mass patching so it's easier to play your games without forced updates. Make the hard drives even bigger, because games are the size of fucking the Grand Canyon these days. So I mean, I would like to see a way to play my games with bigger hard drives already implemented on the hard drive itself thingy, because you know they need to put in hard drives that aren't just 500 gigabytes. That's nothing these days in my opinion. So I would like to see something like that. I would like to be able to also play Windows 10 perfectly, because Windows 10 is shit. I was thinking of another way to say it, but I really cannot think of a better way to describe Windows 10 other than saying it's dog shit. So Windows 10 needs to be fixed immediately. There's a reason why no one freaking bought Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on Windows 10 compared to Steam, because that version is already inferior to the Steam version. You see what I'm saying? So they need to find a way to fix Windows 10, considering the fact that they're doing so much Windows integration with Xbox. So it's an awful service to play games on Windows 10. So many complications. They just need to find a way to make the cross-play options more enjoyable on Windows 10 for the PC players. And I think that would be a great way to sort of, you know, make up for the fact that it's so bad. Inexpensive controllers. Now, I think that would be perfect, because if you look at the Nintendo Switch, you break one of those Joy-Cons, boy, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be livid. Those controllers are like $70. That's like almost 2 games right there. You can probably get even more with that if you get some games discounted. So yeah, I just think that the controller should be, you know, taken down in price. So the whole 4K thing, I'm thinking about it, and I think that it needs to supplement the games that are running on 4K. So take advantage of everything you're putting on the Xbox Scorpio. Take advantage of 4K for games. Take advantage of the Blu-ray player. Take advantage of forward compatible hardware. It will help it in the long run. It shouldn't be just useless features we're getting if we get the Scorpio. Everything should be balls to the wall, you know, all out. They should just use everything to their benefit to make that console the best it can be. I think that also they should get a little bit more interactive with Games for Gold, you know, when it comes to certain choices, like maybe have the gamers vote on polls and integrations of features and the games we're going to get that month. That will make everything a lot more dynamic, because PlayStation, they stopped the voting system not too long ago. And also, yes, I am reading this off the script if you're wondering, because it's miscellaneous things that are off the top of my head. I was reading off a script earlier, you know, that's how I do my videos. I'm going off the grind here. I'm going off the walls. I'm a fucking crazy man. So, you know, yeah, you know, just thinking of certain things that it's off the top of my head instead of reading off a piece of paper. Yeah. So a little bit of commitment can go a long way, and I think if they decide to put in those features in play, then maybe, just maybe, the Scorpio will be worth having. But if they don't, then it's just going to be another line in the sand for what could have been when it comes to the Xbox brand, and it's going to be wasted potential. The Scorpio needs to show how and why it's going to be better than the current competition, because right now I'm not seeing it. Right now the Scorpio is just empty promises. Right now the Scorpio is a ghost machine, so it needs to sell me on just more than 4K. This is Renegade Operative signing off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, take care. I'm out here gaming in these gaming streets. So I'm going to be going back to some particular games on PC and PS4, but hopefully you stay tuned. I had fun making this video. Remember to like, share, and comment, all you crazy console loving motherfuckers. And tell me, what does the Xbox need to do in order to win you over at E3 2017? What does the Scorpio need to present to you in order for you to buy it as a consumer? I'd love to hear your thoughts, but until then, my stomach is sorta growling there, like a hungry imp, so I'm gonna get something to eat later.